that's what it means to me, that we are just as capable of being a drone pilot, of being a manned aircraft pilot. And when we, are there, don't expect for our work to be any less professional than if we were not a Black woman. So, and that's, when I show up on to an assignment, I can tell that I don't know if they're like thinking, okay, it's not going to be as good as we thought, this, video or any of that. But I can tell that they're surprised that I'm there. But when I leave, and they see my work, I know that they are surprised that it was just as good as they thought it would have been had I not been a Black woman. And so I'm never there to say, well, I'm just here just, to be in this on this set and not add to it. I always want to consider myself as an asset and not a liability. And so that's how I carry it, as soon as I'm on location at the assignment. I'm an asset that you don't have to baby me. I know what I'm doing, and so I do the job, and that's what you should expect.
Okay. What do you want people to walk away from either one of these events that's happening in September? So whether it's the Sky Hustle networking event or, the free drones and dolls, or even both, what is that you want people to experience?
I want them to experience that there is the support there for them, because as we've said already, a lot of people have a fear of doing things that they're not familiar with.
Right.
And so inside of these events, I want us to know there is support.
Okay.
And there's direction and coaching.
Okay.
And so you're not going to be alone. We're not just offering a course where we say, this is what's on the test and that's the end of it. We want to walk you through it. In fact, the students that I've had in the drone pilot prep course, I've reached out to them after it's over and said, hey, are you, still studying? Do you have any questions? If you want to do your pilot lesson, because I offer a pilot lesson as a part of the course, let's go ahead and get that lesson out of the way, because sometimes we know all the time people learn differently.
Right.
Some people, you can talk to them, you can show them slides. Other people, they need to put their hands on the drone, they need to fly it, and it all clicks for them once they put it all together. So I just want them to know that we're a safe space for them. And that's why we exist, because I want to be the safe space and let them know that I'm here to help you get through this.
What is what about mentorship opportunities? Where does that lie within the ecosystem?
So if we're talking about adults, then that could be, you and I have talked about, where do we go beyond the classes, and then that's how we ended up at the mixers and the workshops, because there is an opportunity for mentorship. If we're talking about youth, like what I'm doing this week is working with a STEM camp.
Okay.
And talking with young people, I think from ages 9 to 13, about the opportunities in to be a drone pilot and the different industries where you can use a drone. And so working with them, walking them through so they can see how to build a drone, the safety, the careers. And then we're going to end up at the end of this week doing like a capstone, get some type of, we haven't quite, each group is going to come up with what they want to present that they have gotten out of this week. And so mentoring young people to let them know you can do this. This is an opportunity. You don't just have to be, what you can be, a nail tech, you can be a doctor, but you also can be a drone pilot if that's what you want to do, and this is what it's going to take. So mentorship is important. Of course, it means different things based on the level of experience
Right.
for the person, but building a team of a group that can support each other is important, and that's why. And I think you could really speak more to that than I could, because that's your thing, Kevin, is supporting people in, where they are. So what do you foresee that we're going to be doing in the next 6 months as it pertains to building out this Black dronepreneur ecosystem?
I think for starters, it's one thing to get your pilot license, but it's another thing how you communicate what you do as it relates to the drone industry. It's one thing to market yourself, right? And I think that's where most people fall flat.